Hey yo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? So I got to thinking, right? I'm like, yeah, I need some like double-sided tape to mount that thing to the kayak, or I'm just gonna bolt it in. And then I remembered, the kayak has side accessory rails that I am not utilizing because I didn't know how until I figured out how. So, came over to my 3D printer, because lately that seems to be my go-to, and created a file and then built a thing, which is this little piece of plastic, which is going to slide into the rail. It's going to hold a nut. I'm going to rip a freaking hole right through that thing that I prototyped. If it works, then I'll put a proper hole in it. Unless I don't need to, then I'm not going to. But my question is I kind of used the feeler gauge there to see if this would actually go in. And according to the feeler gauge, it will, but I'm not sure I designed it right. So, welcome to the life of prototyping, eh? Holy, I'm going to call this prototyping part 2. However, I don't think I have the necessary bolts or hardware to mount it. So after work, we're probably going to have to take a rip over to Canadian Tire and see if we can find the fasteners to get the job did. So let's take a little rip out to the boat shed here. Out to the boat shed. And we'll see if this thing will slide in one of the rails. You guys probably can't even see it, it's so small. So, just got freaking hooked. Back here, we have these little slot things, and no, my idea will not work. Mind you, that's just lip. I wonder if I have a small enough bolt that I can just jam in there and rip a hole through that other thing. See, this is what happens with prototyping, right? Doesn't always work out. So, this would probably work on a standard kayak. The edge isn't standard. Neither is the rail system. So, improvise, adapt, overcome. If I could just find like a small bolt, the tiny little head. If I have a nut for this is like the one I cut yesterday for the camera. By the way, did that dry? Is that in there? It cured. Whatever. So I have a nut right here. Will this fit and hold? Why, yes, you don't. Why don't you? Because the threads are maffed on that. I gotta have another one in here. Redneck engineering is so much fun. Unless you don't have the parts you need. Beauty, that'll work. Worst case scenario is I rip a hole in the top of this thing right through with the old Ryobi. Probably gonna make a mess. And then this end here will go into the kayak, which will go test fit now. I should just bring the kayak in here and work on it, eh? Wouldn't that be smarter? Sometimes I do stupid things just to complicate life. Let's see if we can get this thing to wedge in there. Because if it can bite on the rails, and then I can just attach that way, then I'm not physically adding anything to this expensive kayak, and it's something I can easily remove. So, moment of truth. Can I... No, you're just a bit too wide. So I can always take it to the angle grinder and grind down the edges. Why not? Let's do stupid things on this channel. Sounds like fun to me. Let's see if this is actually gonna function. Walking around like an idiot trying to figure out where the hell I put you guys. Anyway, I took it to the bench grinder and grind it off a fair amount. Now it's a little bit smaller. See if we can jam this in. And if we can, then cool. Okay, take it easy, door. I'm trying to get inside. My goodness. So now, do these push down? Well, that slides right in there, boys. Beauty plan. And then I should be able to tighten it down. Cool. Because then I can just bring this right back to here, tighten it down, have the other piece hanging off the back a little bit, angle the camera. It'll be a little bit of a side angle shot, but whatever, these GoPros shoot so freaking wide, it won't be that big of a deal. All right, we have a battle plan. I wasted filament for nothing, but welcome to 3D printing. To get into 3D printing, guys, I can tell you right now, you're going to be doing a lot of wasting filament. It's the way it is. Like the amount of times that I've 3D printed something and it fumbled hard, and I mean hard, and then a good quarter of a spool was gone because I was printing something big. I figured it was good. I left the house. I'm gonna come back out after. I'm just on a quick 15-minute break, but you know me, I get an idea in my head and then I just want to run with it. So you just saw me run, I guess. Come back out on lunch and then we'll figure this out. All right, I already modified the kayak mount. We now have a Mark II. It's not printing yet because I'm gonna start printing it if the battle plan that I expect to fail will fail. I also made the Mark II where the threaded part for the camera doesn't go all the way through, so I can fill that hole with like super glue or something and then insert the threaded part, and once it cures, it'll be on there for life, or until I break it. Chances are I'll break it. So let's go out to the garage. I'm gonna bring the GoPro with me. Like I said, I really should have just brought the freaking kayak and put it in the garage and go between boathouse and garage to do what I gotta do. And I'm gonna bring the boat GoPro with me. I got the perfect freaking battery system for this thing here to keep it running on the water. It's got a 256 gig card in it, just like this one here. And it gets me about 5 hours of recording, and 5 hours on the water is a long freaking time. So, all right, battle plan right now. I'm gonna rip a hole through this thing, 1/4 inch. See if I can find a 1/4 inch drill bit. Who knows? There's gotta be something over here underneath all this shite in this drill bit box. Put this mold up here with the bait making shite. These little travel spin casts. I should really test these out. I know the Zebco does pretty good, but I don't know about this Eagle Claw. I just cleared this off and I'm already filling it back up with shit. Freaking awesome, right? Freaking awesome. All right, I'm gonna rip that hole and I'll be with you in a moment. All right, let's go try and mount this to the kayak. I think I left the bolt in the kayak. I probably did. Hope I did. Otherwise, I have no idea where the heck it is. It took me like 5 minutes just to find the nut. Oh, I should have brought the GoPro with me. Frig's sakes. Ah, whatever. Let's just see. Yeah, use for the boat. Let's just see this thing. We'll go through this thing. Doesn't. Just gonna thread this on right away. Friggin' noisy in here, eh? I swear I'm inside of a giant canvas shed. Chuck you guys right there. Pop this thing back in. I'm just gonna twist this here down so it locks into place. I think that's about as tight as that's going. Yeah, I know, I don't need that long of a bolt, but you know how I do things. I can't really go to the store, so, well, I can, but I just can't do it now. I'm gonna go grab a wrench or something and the GoPro so that we can test fit and just see how dumb it's gonna be. Like I said, I bought some paracord from Dollar Tree there, and we can always use that to brace it around the hoops that I installed on it. I also want to see if those hoops are going to be good. That's the other reason why I didn't print up Mark II, because if those hoops can't hoop, we're just going to go with that, then I might as well make the hoops thicker and increase the sidewall. If you can't find the right tool, use any tool. Why is it every time I pick up the GoPro I get farty? I don't get it. It's like buddies out there. There's a guy on YouTube on my channel who like timestamps every single one of my farts. So I swear he's like doing it on purpose. He's like casting a curse on me so that I shit my pants when the camera's rolling. Because I swear, put down this camera and I won't blow it out my arse anymore. It's freaking weird. All right, I'm gonna tighten this bolt down, then we'll test fit the GoPro. I really got to find it in the settings where I can turn that feature off. This thing works like an iPhone where if you tilt it sideways, it'll film like on the side and do like a TikTok video. I don't use TikTok. But anyway, we got it attached. GoPro's on it. She is a little bouncy, but I figured paracord, we wrap it around the camera here, come through these eye hoops to stabilize, give it some sort of like a leaning tower bridge or whatever the hell we want to call it. And do you have power or did your battery drain? You have power, or do you have power? I have no idea if this thing has power. I need 2 hands. So right now this is the view and we're in super. We can kick it down like that so that you see the back of my head and the kayak. I guess I can film it. So like that's what you would see now is that view. So you'd see the rod holders, you'd see the cockpit, and I can also tilt it back up a notch. There should be a way to, instead of using this thing to tilt, yeah, I can set it up like that. That's not too bad. And it's in super view mode too. So like right now, obviously you can't see how far it is. It's getting over the sides because we're inside of a tent. But then the nice thing is when I don't want to use it, I can just twist and push it back down. And even if I wanted to use it in this form, aiming out the side, you'd still see my whole back, but you would see alongside the kayak, which is kind of cool. And it seems to be holding. So I'm gonna say that's a win-win. Then after a day on the lake, just take the GoPro off, bring it into the house, extract the footage. We're John boating, whatever the hell that means. We're freaking getting her done. Things are happening. So we'll have to give that a test run one of these days and just see how well it works. Yeah, I'll bring the paracord out and we'll tie that off, but I'm not gonna bother doing it now. For today, I took a little bit of a lunch where I didn't come out and play because I was busy eating pork chops. But man, pork chops are fantastic. That's probably why I'm so farty though. Oh great, I just trapped a panda bee inside the garage. As I was coming out, he was going in. Oh well, he might find the crack underneath the door. So yeah, last night I went to martial arts and guess what I forgot to do? No, it wasn't sneeze. It was get gas for the Firebird. Forgot to fuel her up. Got about 1/8 of a tank left. I don't like letting it go that low because any sediment and shit on the bottom of the tank will get sucked into that inline filter. And that thing, being in the car that low to the ground, is not fun to change when you're laying on your back. You do a lot of blind wrenching. Anybody who's on an F-body, you know what I'm talking. Pain in the arse. All right, let's get this shift over with. Alrighty, I've been done work for a bit. Been dawdling and talking to people on Messenger and trying to figure out what's going on tonight, and it turns out nothing. Oh shit. Yeah, I might play some Rust tonight. Maybe I'll do a live stream. Of course, I'm saying this, and by the time this video comes out, it's a week later, so whatever. I think I'm gonna head over to Canadian Tire because they have like 5 of these boat anchors left. And by boat anchors, I mean kayak anchors. They're only like 2-pound anchors, but should be more than enough to hold the kayak still in the water. So we're gonna take a rip over there and see a guy about a horse, whatever the hell that means. And then, yeah, we'll come back. I'm gonna take the truck because I don't feel like going to the gas station just yet. Apparently I left the truck unlocked. Probably from when I was looking for the Gorilla Tape, which reminds me, I should probably pick some up. Never go wrong with having some Gorilla Tape around here. Watch, I'll pick some up and then I'll find it. All right, let's pitter patter and have at her and head off to Canadian Tire. Oh, hey, how's it going? I forgot the film being at Canadian Tire. My bad. Anyway, got my boat anchor, and apparently it was on sale. For some reason, it wasn't marked on sale on the flyer, but it was on sale. It was regular like $14 on for $9.99. So that's pretty cool. I love the smell of grinded metal so late in the evening. Remember I was grinding earlier? Well, you guys probably remember. You just seen that part. For me, it was like a long ass freaking time ago in a town called Kickapoo. There lived a humble family, religious through and through. But yay, there was a black sheep, and he knew just what to do. I'm done with that. All right, so I bought some boat anchor, what do they call it? Anchor line. Yeah, anchor line. That was 10 bucks. This is ridiculous. This was 10 bucks. Here's the anchor. This was 10 bucks. This same setup from the company Fox 40, yeah, Fox 40, was $59.99. Why? So I'll have to figure out how we're gonna attach that to the boat. I was gonna buy one of those things that my buddy has on his actual boat, and I probably have on my actual boat. It's like a coupler on the side that you wrap line around. But then I saw the price, and it was like $18. And then I realized it's just pure plastic. And then I realized I have something that can make pure plastic. You guessed it, 3D motherfriggin' printer, yo. Also, this Excalibur was on sale. Normally fluorocarbon by Seagar is super expensive, but for some reason this was sitting in the discount bin. 15-pound fluoro. I want to put it on a bait cast. Everybody tells me, Adam, you got to try fluoro on a bait caster. It's amazing. It's the sauce. No leader needed. Just send it. And I bought something else. Oh yeah, I bought some weights. Some drop shot weights, because I have some in my regular tackle, but I don't want to be swapping regular tackle to kayak tackle. I like to have the kayak set up and ready to rock. So if I want to do a hot drop, just throw it in the back of the truck and go. I got to go in the house and pee. I'll be right back. Go in the house to take a piss. As soon as I friggin' open the door, punched in the face with the smell of shit. Why? Because Oreo took a massive dump in there. Pisses me off because it's like, apparently it's after 8 o'clock now. Yeah, it's 8:30. I let him out at like 6:30-ish, and he was outside for a long time. I left here at around, I don't know, probably around 7. I was at Canadian Tire for a good hour because they moved everything around and I couldn't find what I was looking for, and I had to like use my phone a lot because the app on the phone tells you what aisle stuff's in. So yeah, fishing's not where it was. Apparently the kayak stuff is not with the fishing stuff when it used to be with the fishing stuff. It's like in a different location, and so dumb. But anyway, I digress. Come home, didn't go in the house right away, and friggin' Oreo diarrhea dumped. His poop isn't solid anymore. It's starting to turn into gelatinous blobs. So I'm thinking maybe he's going on the downward spiral. And I already said it. If he degrades and goes back to what he was before, where he was all sick and stuff, I'm pulling the plug. I'm not going to let him go up and down and up and down and up and down. This isn't an endurance run. It's not fair to the dog. So if he gets sick again, then yeah, I'm gonna call and get this dealt with. But anyway, back on topic. Something else that I bought that I forgot to mention was the double-sided tape that I said I was going to buy. This stuff apparently can hold up to 38 pounds. Huh. 38 freaking pounds of weight from a piece of whatever the heck this is made out of. Probably polylactic acid. I doubt it. So what I'm thinking is tomorrow, if it's as nice as today, what I might do is get that boat out. Either hook it up to the dolly and just strong arm it, or back the truck into the tent and try and hook the hitch onto it. I won't be able to because of where the hitch is. The truck's going to hit the tent. I have no choice. I'm going to have to strong arm it out. I want to put it in the backyard and then start working on it. Clean it up. I got to change the license number on it because the license number right now is Arkansas, USA, and I'm not there. So I got the proper registration number for the boat for Ontario. It's like an ON number with a bunch of shit at the end of it. Not a big deal. We can easily fix this and make it better and gooder. I don't know why I just said that. So yeah, that's the battle plan there. Depending on the weather tomorrow. I don't know what it is. I never looked. But if it's nice out, we might frig around with the boat. Now, I need to use mixed gas, and I bought a container for that. Where the piss did I put that container? Oh, this ain't good. Okay, I gotta find that. That's a given. Maybe I stuffed it up here with all my spray paints. No. Okay, that needs to be located big time because I don't know how to mix gas without that thing. Because like literally you put 20 liters in a tank. And I do have a massive jerry can right here, which I believe is a 20-liter tank. 25 liters. 25-liter tank. Ah, there it is. Holy. Look at that. Look at the gas tank. Caught it in the corner of my eye. Boom shakalaka. Yeah, that's right. Gas oil mixing bottle. So if you put in, is that liters on that side? Yeah. So 25, you basically, you would fill the bottle to number 7 and then pour that in your gas tank. Bring it for a drive in the Trans Am. Should mix it up and then we're good to go. I had fluorocarbon right here. Huh. 10-pound fluoro, but it's fluoro. Now, to run the boat, you basically, you got to submerge it in water, right? So I was chatting with Rex about that. Rex owned a couple boats. He's got some videos up on his channel, Rex 4x4 on YouTube. If you're not aware, you're probably aware because a lot of you guys watch him too, where he did some tin boat restorations. And I think he might have made videos about fixing up his jet skis or Sea-Doos or whatever the hell you call those things. I think he calls it a boater cycle. He told me that I don't need to do the stick the motor in the trash can full of water technique, which is what I was going to do with one of these green cans out here. You know, those cans right there would have been perfect. I could have just taken the motor off the back of the boat, stuck it on my dolly, which is somewhere in this mess I call a garage. I got to get rid of this cow. Friggin' mice chewed the shit out of it. It's wrecked. They chewed it up in the house. You can see the back foot. It's wrecked. But I can hook it onto my dolly and then stick it in the garbage can and then run it from there. I wouldn't be throttling it or anything. I just want to idle it. And apparently you got to run water through it. But then Rex told me, he's like, no, you can get something called earmuffs. And I'm like, what? And he's like, her muffs, muff flushers, motor flushers. And I'm like, went and looked it up and I'm like, this? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So last year I actually ordered them on Amazon and they showed up last year and they've been sitting in here this whole time. They're motor flushers. You put them over the intake and then you screw your garden hose into there and it floods the motor with water because that's how it keeps cool, is it sucks water up from the lake, cools the internals and then fires it back out of the top end of the motor. Looks like the motor's peeing when that happens. Now, this motor hasn't run for 2 years. And it runs on mixed gas and I have no idea what the fuel mixture ratio is, so I'm gonna have to call the old owner and be like, hey bro, what's the fuel mixture ratio? I need to know. I'm gonna kick this thing over and see if she fires. Then I need to do some painting on the boat so I can cover up all of his bullshit, because I want to rename the boat from, he called it the Grand Slam or something stupid, and I don't really like that. And the reason why he called it that is because he had a Pontiac Grand Am that he pulled that boat around with. That's right, people. The G6 might have sucked, but you could pull a boat because the Grand Am did it and it only had a 2.4 freaking liter. And I had that great big dirty 3.5 liter V6 that consumed friggin' 22 liters per 100 kilometers. My friggin' Ford F-150 does 14.6 liters per 100. And it's got a dirty Coyote under the hood. I don't get it. There was something critically wrong with that car from day one when I got it. Something critically wrong. Mind you, it reminded me of my old Ford Tempo because it was a pig on gas too, but it had a 3-speed automatic and a 2.3 liter high swirl combustion engine. So yeah, that thing was a piece of shit. It did the job. It got me around town. I just had to put gas in it every 3 days because she liked to drink. Holy, if Jim Leahy was a car, he would have been my old Ford Tempo. Let me tell you a little something about that. So our primary thing is get the boat in the backyard, see if we can hook the muffs up to it. Andre said he's never tried it, but he doesn't think you can with that type of motor because it's too old. So we'll take a look and see what we're working with. And if we can't, well, we'll have to do the garbage can method, pull the motor off the boat. I think he said it weighs like only 80 pounds and I'm curling that on the easy bar now, so I shouldn't have a problem with it. Mind you, it's going to be awkward as tits to take it off. And something else I need to get for that boat is a marine deep cycle battery to run the troller in the front. And apparently you shouldn't run the fish finder off the same battery that you run the trolling motor because it sends distortion back through and messes up your your fish finding capabilities by putting in false echoes. But who really uses a fish finder to find fish, like, except for in ice fishing season? Usually you just use it to find the depth. By the time it tells you there's a fish there, it's too damn late. The guy's already gone. So, yeah. Well, that Canadian Tire, you know me. Go over to the fishing section, start looking at all the pretty things. And I saw a pretty thing. I didn't buy it. Freaking wanted to. Didn't buy it. Oh, did I ever want to. It's that new Ugly Stick carbon. Oh, it's such a beautiful looking rod. And it comes in 7'6" and a 5'4", which is kind of cool because that's what, where is it? This little bitch rod is. The little bitch rod Ugly Stick GX2 spinner. Yeah. 5'4". What do you know? I'm scared to use that rod though, because my buddy broke his, and mind if I break it, I'll just take the reel off, put it on the 6-foot Ugly Stick, because 6-foot Ugly Stick has this reel on it, but the handle broke. I don't even know what kind of reel this is. I think this is some weird name. But I was thinking about taking the Pissy Fun Spark Pro, stripping this old braid off of it. It's only 10-pound braid, putting that 15-pound fluoro on it. I love this reel. This reel just dope. It's on a kind of a whack rod. It's a Berkeley, I don't even know what it is. It's a Berkeley rod. Berkeley Lightning, I guess. Yeah, Berkeley Lightning with a cork handle that's got a lot of rod on it. Yeah, she got a little wet. She got a little dark. But yeah, I was thinking about doing that. And then I can have my pure braid on the Clarius, and then mono, screw mono. And then I can have the fluoro on that one there, and then just bring those two fishing, because I hate monofilament. Too stretchy, way too stretchy. It's like you catch a fish, you set the hook, and it's like you're driving a bungee cord through its face. So not cool. Anywho, guys, I'm gonna shut her down here. So depending on the weather tomorrow, we'll see what we get up to. It's the weekend. Normally I make videos on the weekend, but lately I've been making videos for the past 2 days in a row. So actually 3 days in a row, because I made one Wednesday, I made one yesterday, and I'm making one today. I might up the frequency of uploads just so I don't get too far ahead of myself, or it gives me time to do nothing and kind of veg and just lift and eat a bunch of food. That's another thing. We'll figure it out. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, peace, the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.